Hello, my name is Mary Beth Martello, and I am the town's Sustainable Energy Director. I'm presenting Article 24, Motion 1 from the Sustainable Energy Committee. This motion focuses on updating town-wide greenhouse gas emissions goals. Climate change is caused by greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere. They include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases, and are emitted through burning fossil fuel, solid waste, and biological materials, biological, agricultural, and industrial processes, and through the decay of organic waste. Climate change poses an urgent threat to life on Earth. In our region, the impact of climate change is already being felt through droughts, floods, heat waves, and extreme weather events. To address climate change, we need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and build resilience to withstand the changes ahead. For the past 10 years, Wellesley's Sustainable Energy Committee has been tracking town-wide greenhouse gas emissions and has developed a data set that extends back to 2007. This graph shows Wellesley's emissions in 2007 and in recent years. Buildings and transportation are the primary contributors to the town's carbon footprint, with waste contributing a relatively small amount. The new goals are the next step in a continuum of actions that town meeting has taken to address climate change over the past 12 years. The town was able to achieve its two previous emissions reduction goals. In 2013, Wellesley reduced townwide emissions 10% below 2007 levels. Thanks largely to pandemic-related changes in building and vehicle use, Wellesley also met its 2020 goal to reduce townwide emissions 25% below 2007 levels. Just last year, town meeting approved both the opt-out voluntary renewable energy program and the Select Board's resolution on municipal responses to climate change. Article 24, Motion 1 asks town meeting to adopt greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals. These goals, which update the town's previous 2020 goal adopted by town meeting, are to reduce townwide greenhouse gas emissions 50% by 2030, 75% by 2040, and to net zero by 2050. Our reductions are based on a townwide baseline established for 2007. The proposed goals are based on science. These goals reflect recommendations by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, who advise that net zero emissions by 2050 and ambitious interim targets are required in order to avoid climate change's most devastating consequences. Wellesley's Unified Plan echoes this call for more ambitious emission reductions and directs Wellesley to align its goals with those of the state. The proposed goals align with current U.S. policy and unprecedented Massachusetts state leadership on climate change. Just this past month, Governor Baker signed groundbreaking legislation requiring net zero by 2050, creating interim targets every 5 years, and outlining new policy for buildings, clean energy, environmental justice, and a clean energy workforce. This slide shows alignment between goals proposed in Motion 1 with recommendations of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and with newly adopted Massachusetts state policy. Wellesley's new goals will also put us in the company of numerous communities throughout Massachusetts, many of whom are already ahead of Wellesley in adopting and working toward net zero 2050. The goals we are proposing are ambitious. This graph shows that we must reduce emissions at a much faster rate to achieve net zero by 2050. Meaningful greenhouse gas goals are important for many reasons. They provide clear quantitative targets, focus attention and attract resources, unify the community in a shared purpose, provide a framework for optimizing carbon reduction benefits, inspire innovation and collaboration, and drive positive change in behavior, practices, and technology. By adopting new climate goals, Wellesley can ride the wave of climate mitigation opportunities, such as healthier people and ecosystems, more resilient natural and built environments, economic benefits, greater equity, leadership on sustainability, and regional collaboration. To achieve these goals, the Sustainable Energy Committee is already developing a roadmap through the Climate Action Plan, or CAP. This plan will identify climate mitigation strategies to cut greenhouse gas emissions and build resilience, guide implementation, engage with town government and with the broader community, create a shared sense of ownership and responsibility for the climate crisis, and educate and raise awareness. Climate Action Plan development will take place along 3 parallel tracks: sector-based working groups collaborating with an experienced consultant, municipal engagement, and community engagement focused on education and gathering feedback. The Climate Action Plan got underway earlier this year and will produce a Climate Action Plan in time for Annual Town Meeting 2022. Goals foster progress. Ride the wave. Please vote in favor of Article 24, Motion 1. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. Please feel free to contact me with questions.